Clap. All right, perfect. So hi, Dr. Nikita Vizniak here with the amazing super therapist and trainer,
Sherry Kim.
and we're going to take you through some knee rehab exercises that you might want to go through. So the first thing to start with is going to be just simple range of motion that you can do anywhere. So all you literally have to do is be seated, and you can just take your knee and work it through extension and then into flexion and just see what your range is just to begin with. We're looking for pain-free range of motion whenever possible, but a little bit of discomfort is okay as long as it doesn't catch your breath or feel like it's causing further injury. If it's above about a 3 out of 10, then that might be too much. You're just looking for joyful discomfort is what I call it for my patients.
Good pain.
Joyful discomfort, good pain. Okay, so just those movements. And then when your knee is flexed, you can actually turn it in and turn it out because it does do internal and external rotation when the knee is flexed. Once it's straight, you can't really do that. This becomes a movement at the hip. But that would be a simple starting point right there. If you wanted to do more with it, you could add a tensor bandage to it or a stretchy band to it, and you could do the same thing against a little bit of resistance where it's held into a door or against a gym or anything else like that. But what else can we do to strengthen our knees up?
Well, for me, I use this resistance band that kind of goes around your knees. Again, you can pretty much get this anywhere. I got mine on Amazon.
Yeah, and I think
like
they're
a whole set.
For like $5. They're like cheap.
They're very, very affordable.
Yeah.
So you can put it around your knees here and then just kind of start with basic body squats. So when you do go down into your squat, you want to make sure that your knees aren't rotating
face
inwards.
the camera so they can see it too. So yeah.
Like that. Okay. And then also making sure that everything is in line. And so if you have heavier or stronger resistance bands, they will, like as you go down, it's gonna be tough. But you want to really try and keep your knees rotated outwards in that full motion.
Absolutely, and so there's a couple of key things that happen with this. Number one, a lot of people have heard you can't let your knees go above your toes or bad things are going to happen, like it's your knees are going to explode or something like that. Absolutely not. You should go ahead and check your range and then move your feet in and out a little bit until you find a good range, because we actually all have different shaped bones, slightly different shaped muscles, which is going to make this feel better. The usual cue that I look for is just the knees are pointing forward and you feel comfortable. It's actually more important you do the squat than have the fear of injury happening or perceived injury because you're worried about your knees going over your toes or whatever else it is, okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's get you down again when she's doing this. There's a couple of key things here to watch as well. The next thing is, what's nice about the band pushing out is it helps keep your arches higher as well. So maintaining this arch of the foot, if the arches collapse down, if she does poor form, this is where you actually have a chance of injury to the knee, and especially if you have a pre-existing injury or you start lifting heavier weights, that's when it's really gonna become a problem right there, right? Okay, the next thing you get is, I hear this all the time from my patients, I have bad knees. So we're gonna pretend it's 70 years from now. We've got Grand Sherry here with us, and she's like, I can't do squats, I've got bad knees. I've taken 85-year-old, 90-year-olds, and I've gotten them to squat and improve their quality of life. And it's as simple as this. Your life expectancy after the age of 55 can be correlated with your ability to squat. There's a better quality of life and decreased chance of injury if you can squat down when you are older. So one of the key actions that I'll do to start with is I will give them back that resilience, back that belief that they can do it. What I'll do is I'll usually hold their hands and I'll say, okay, can you go ahead and squat down? I anchor myself back like this so I have a good brace, and she comes down and she goes down to there and she's like, oh no, I feel weak. Then we go come back up from there. Start wherever you can to start grooving in the action, getting your neurons to fire correctly. And then usually I'll get them to squat even deeper. So all the way down, down, down. And we'll say, okay, come on back up. We'll do those reps right there. But how can she do this at home? The simplest thing to do would be to just simply hold onto a door handle or a door frame as long as they're strong. And the same thing, anchor in and then bring yourself back up through it. And I can't stress enough how important this action is. It is absolutely foundational for your knees, for your hips, for your ankles, for your back, everything to get people squatting again. All right, anything else you like to do for knee strengthening? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and say we're going to get a little bit more advanced, right? So we can go ahead and do our squats. You can also do lunges if you want. So just simply one foot is up and she'll lunge down like this. Most of the weight is actually in my front leg. I can pick up that back leg and squat down. You're looking for that wobble, that good balance. I'm a big fan of lunges for maintaining position. If I'm dealing with more elite level athletes, I'll get them stepping across and lunging, and then stepping across and lunging, and this can create a lot of strength that way. But another one that a lot of people don't realize is called the Glute Ham Raise, or some people call them Nordics. It doesn't really matter. This will be for strengthening hamstrings, and you'll think that, oh, this is like, you know, this looks so easy. You don't know until you tried it, like you did for the first time here just a second ago, okay? So we're gonna get Sherry down here. She'll be on her knees, and it doesn't take that much action to do this, but this will be strengthening instead of quads. We're working more on our hamstrings here. And I'm just gonna stabilize over top of her ankles, and she's gonna lean forward just a little bit. So when she leans forward, come on back even right from there. It doesn't look like that much movement. That is a hard action to actually control right there. So she can go again. And then come on back. I can feel her straining right there. So you could do this like under a couch or some kind of other support, but it really works better when somebody else supports you. The goal is just those small micro movements will really strengthen up your hamstrings. Everything's okay right there. You want to add a little bit more to it. You can start increasing your weights a little bit into it. You can actually hold weights, put your arms up out in front of you. Most people find that action by itself difficult enough. So hopefully these knee rehab exercises, we also have thousands more available on our website and in our books as well, will be of benefit to you, and we thank you very much for your time. Bye.